Oh, I'm going to move the gallery around as well. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. And today I have Steve Hall, all the way from Melbourne on Zoom. And so welcome, Steve. I'm so excited. We started working together at the beginning of the year, and I've seen so much of everything that you have been doing here in 2021 as we finish off the year. So Steve, tell us a little bit more about yourself, who you are and what you do.
Yeah, thanks, Melanie. Who am I? Well, that's been one of my lifelong questions that I'm happy that I finally answered in the last couple of years, because I've been on a bit of a journey or through a corporate career, and I've ended up as a coach. Straight into business coaching, thinking that because I was in corporate, I need to be a coach, a business coach. But then I delved out into results coaching and transformational coaching, a lot of different modalities, holistic coaching. And so the last 2 years, I've put all that together and do understanding of who I am and what I do. And yeah, you can take part of the credit for that, Melanie, because being part of styles, you really help people get down to the core of that and present ourselves. And to do that, you have to go deep and understand who you are, what you do. So now what I'm bringing is change to people, helping people find flow in their life through holistic coaching, and that's for whether you're in business or you're just an individual who wants to get the most out of your life. So yeah, I'm really excited about what I do, and take forward through this last year with you has been great. Yeah.
And tell us a little bit more about who you do work with as well. Like I personally know who you love to work with, but again, for everybody watching, because there could be somebody that you could could get in touch with you. So share a little bit more about who it is that you do help as well, and what kind of areas of life are they at.
Yeah, no, thank you for that. I moved last year as well, and I moved to Geelong, and I started doing accidentally, I came upon a group of guys who were walking every Saturday. And so I joined them, and that led me to think, well, what I was hearing in that group of guys as they were talking and sharing every Saturday was, the struggles that us guys go through that might be a little bit different to women, I guess. And I saw a need. We're not well represented to help each other, men helping men. So I thought that would be a great thing to do to help guys get in touch with their beliefs and how their life's running. One thing I found was that I think men in particular, it could be anybody really, but in particularly men, we can get unhappy with life and with ourselves, but we don't like admitting it to ourselves or anybody else. And so sometimes when we're getting unhappier, what we try and do is we work harder or we exercise harder. We try and take our mind off it, rather than looking at the warning signs our own body's giving us. And unhappiness and discontent are really our own body's way of saying, warning, something's not going right. You're not going in the direction that you should be, because none of us should be unhappy or discontent for too long. They're good emotions to feel, and when you're unhappy, point in the right direction, find out your vision, find out where you're going, and find out what your core values are and align yourself with them. And even more than that, align yourself with people who are going in the same direction as you, who get your vision of where you want to go. Because a lot of us, looking at it from a male side again, have a family and we go to work, and we might work in a corporation or for a business. All those things have expectations on us, and we like to fulfill people's needs. Being a male with that DNA, we like to produce something or solve a problem. Yeah. So we set about doing it for other people. We're loyal to the beliefs we were taught when we were younger and growing up, and sometimes that loyalty to other people distracts us from the responsibility we have to being loyal to ourselves. So what I love to do is help guys realize what their dream is, the ones that they might have pushed to one side or forgotten about, that they had when they were little or growing up, and get in touch with them and align themselves to that dream again and get a spark of life going and get some flow going in their life. And this works for individuals, but also for leaders or for team cultures. There's a lot of people working in a workplace where the culture isn't very good. They're getting average performance out of themselves, and they go to work and they're glad to get home at the end of the day. They look forward more to a weekend than they do ever going to work because they're unhappy, they're discontent. So bringing that into a workplace, that feeling of a vision, a shared vision, and coming to work because you want to is something I like to do as well.
Yeah, so good. I love the work that you do, Steve. And I think it is that it's now come of an age where it is about being able to help men and be able to bring them out as well as. And I love the fact that it is the work that you do to really be able to work with people to be able to do that. And it just got me thinking there of just, they're going to put you on the spot here as well, Steve, is that, just thinking we are coming up to Christmas, going into New Year. It's kind of that time where people really think about their year they've had and thinking, okay, I'm not going to go into the next year that same person. But sometimes some people can feel a little bit lost on how to do that. Just thinking, if you have like one thing that you would say to people, like maybe over the holiday time and they've got a little bit more time to think about it, is there anything that you could share to help people just take that first step?
Yeah, that's a good question, and a big one too, because you're right, coming up to Christmas, there's a lot of expectation on everyone, not just men, to please, your loved ones, and you've got a lot of things to do, and there's some level of anxiety, which is why I always like Boxing Day, mind you, because Christmas Day has a lot pinning on it. But once that's over, then you can relax a little bit. And that's that breathing space, isn't it? I think is what you're getting at, Melanie, where okay, well, I've got work coming up again next year. I'll be going back into it. Maybe it's a great time for reflection. Does work inspire me? All these questions would be great on Boxing Day or the days you got off, those intervening days. Just think about what you want and where you're going and admit it to yourself. Seriously, just go, am I happy? Am I really happy? And am I going in the direction that I want? Or do I feel like I've lost a bit of control over my life and I'm helping other people live theirs? So it's a great time to catch yourself and ask. Don't be afraid of going there and getting the answer, because really you've got a responsibility to bring your uniqueness to the world. What we all have is ourselves. And that no one else can present ourselves to the world except ourselves. And we'll have a special talent or a reason for being here. And it's our responsibility to find out what that is and bring that to the world and let it out so we can add in our own special way to the rest of the world. So dare to go there, dare to understand what it is that you really want. It's not selfish. You really need to be the person you can be, especially if you're a father, I think, because children never do what you tell them to do, but they'll always copy what you do. So if you're unhappy and you're putting up with a life that's not really inspiring you, you're teaching your children that, work doesn't have to be happy. You don't have to enjoy it. There's a level of unhappiness you can have to put up with in life. And certainly that's what I inherited from my parents. And so setting about creating a life that you want, it's not selfish. It's really an honor. It's fulfilling. It makes you happy, but it's a responsibility you have to your own family. So going over Christmas, breathe everything in, enjoy it as much as you can, but just reflect on, am I getting the most out of my life? Because maybe that's the turning point that begins the life that you're always been wanting. Maybe this is the time where you find that, because you've dared to ask yourself that question, and just be kind to yourself.
Yeah, definitely. And there'll be links around this video as well for anybody that, can reach out to Steve as well. Please do contact Steve if you are looking for a little bit more help as well, leading into 2022. But Steve, do you have anything upcoming or anything that you want to share with people that they could tap into as well going into the new year?
Absolutely. In January, I've got a 8-week program starting. It's called the Change Maker. And it's designed to take anybody. It doesn't matter what sex you are, whether you're a male or female. But it's around the concepts that I've been talking about, that I've been reaching out to see if I can help guys in particular with. But it's, in January, start of January, not the start of January, it's starting in January. So this program, the Changemaker, would be a great one for anyone who thinks, well, I'm not happy, but what do I want? Or how do I get there? You were saying that, so many of us just don't know and suffer a bit of anxiety. Well, we don't know how to get there. If I try and change the life I've got now, it's going to be hard. So I won't bother. I'll wait and see if something happens, or I'll wait until I feel better. I'll wait until the universe smiles on me and, just does stuff for me. Well, that's not a good place to be. So this program is for people who would like to get that sense of certainty and control back in their life, and would be a great way of starting a new year off anyway. Come in fresh after you've had a chance to take a breather and enjoy the holidays, and come back and go, okay, I'm worth more than this, what I've been getting so far, and I'm going to now take responsibility to make a change. I'm going to delve into this. So you can get in touch with me. I think Melanie said that we can put our links up. I'll put the link to my website there. You can jump on and get in touch with me. It needs to have a chat with me first to make sure that we're a good fit for you, as you are to us. We've got a responsibility to other people in the group to make sure that we're all going in the same direction, and we're all there for the same reason. So make an appointment to have a chat with me. I recommend would be a good way of starting your new year.
Yeah, amazing, Steve. It's going to be such an amazing program for people that are really looking for that change in 2022. So please do reach out to Steve and make that contact as well. That's going to be super amazing. And Steve, we worked together at the beginning of this year on the group program, the Accelerate Your Speaking with Impact. Do you want to just share a little bit about how you felt, being in the course, as well as 9 months later, what have you kind of achieved from that as well?
Sure. Look, I was looking forward to talking with you today, Melanie. I knew it was coming up, and so I did a bit of reflection this morning. I thought, what can I remember, and what did I love, and what are my favourite takeaways? And the first thing that popped into my mind was no winging it. That keeps popping into my mind whenever I do a Facebook Live or talk in front of people now. It's like, I used to wing it. I used to like that, and I'd go anywhere and everywhere, and I'd get off, and then I'd remember things that I hadn't said that I wanted to say. And so no winging is a really good one, and I stand by that. So, and I reflect on all the things that, how to frame a talk, and how to present yourself, how to create your story, how to do better storytelling, and all of those things. And I went back, so I delved into my files, and I went back through some of the exercises we went through. And I was reading them. I was amazed that I'd written them now. I'm going, wow, Steve, did you write this? This is awesome. And it just refreshed my mind, and it made me realize that where I've gone and gotten to at the end of this year, and what I'm delving into. I'm looking at keynote speaking now, and it's like, I can see that it had its birth at the start of this year with you and Speaking Styles, Melanie. So I'm forever grateful, and I really enjoyed the program as well. It wasn't a chore to come along and jump in. There were so many good aspects to it, but framing, not winging it was a great one. And just having a platform to be able to practice was invaluable, and like-minded people who were very caring and supportive, going in the same direction again. And your lovely self too, Melanie. I mean, that beautiful accent and the very, all your experience you throw in there, but it's like your positive power. Like, you help people feel good and safe, and it's really good to rock up and get some practice in that sort of environment. So it was great. A good start to my year. And it's not the last of it either. I mean, working with you going forwards as well. So you'll be able to hone where I'm at and make it even better and get me to where I want to go as well. So thank you for that.
Excellent, Steve. You get a big round of applause for the no winging it. As for everybody else, the hashtag that I use in saying and speaking is like part of the community, part of when you work with me, it's hashtag no winging it. And as Steve has followed the process of everything that I teach is bringing all of those things into it, that it means you're not winging it and you grow that confidence and clarity to do it. And Steve, now, you know, you're going live pretty much every day on your personal page as well. So please do follow Steve because he's got some great words of wisdom that he brings to his personal page as well. But yeah, Steve, if anybody was thinking about wanting to gain more clarity and confidence and around that speaking and wanting to go live and really showcase their value, what would you say to somebody if they were thinking, right, next year I'm definitely going to do something about it? What would you tell them to do to join the next round of the group program?
Oh, I'd say by all means, join the next group program. It's the best thing you'll ever do if that's what your calling is, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah. Because
without the help of this group, Melanie, and yourself, it can be a very scary and daunting prospect. I remember, I look back at times when I really used to stress and work myself up trying to make a 2-minute or 3-minute live on Facebook. And now it's like, I really enjoy it. Now it's good. So turn that around for yourself and give yourself, the support you need, and see how far you go. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, thank you so much, Steve. And definitely people do connect with Steve as well, just to have that chat and have a look at his program as well, but to like and follow him for those words of wisdom going into 2022. But Steve, would you like to leave everybody with any lasting message?
A lasting message? Gee, I wish I had one prepared now. I'm going to wing it now.
That's all right. I'll give you permission on this part to do that.
Lasting message is
attention please.
A lasting message is be prepared for anything.
The system is about to be tested. The fire.
All right, so we had to take a little 10-second break there as the fire alarm on my side decided to do a practice run. So Steve had a little bit of time there to think of his lasting message. No pressure, but I just didn't want everybody to be exposed to the huge siren that does come through my building at this time. So let's finish off with Steve with his lasting message.
Yeah, no, thanks, Melanie. That was a gift from God, that one for me. But it just shows you have to be prepared for anything, don't you? That's why I know the winging it, because if you're prepared, you're prepared. And my message, I did have a chance to reflect. It's something that I've been thinking about lately. There was a song from Bob Dylan called Most of the Time, and it's a really catchy song and great words, but the words kept resonating and playing over and over in my head. And I realized the words were really powerful, and it was most of the time. And to me, I started thinking, most of the time we get things right. Most of the times things in life goes okay. And it's the times that they don't that we remember. And it's the times we don't get something right that other people remember too. But so over the Christmas or holiday season, I was thinking maybe it's a good idea for people to go, you know what? Most of the time things are good. Most of the time I'm getting things right, and lighten up and give yourself some credit and acknowledgement for most of the time you're doing great. Because only the small times that, we might need to look at and see if we can improve, but also they're the goal. Whatever's in the way is the way. I'm not sure if you've ever heard that one, but it's like whatever is going wrong is what, if you delve into and solve, you create flow for yourself. They're also opportunities, not just problems. So most of the time you get it right. Most of the time, give yourself some acknowledgement and give yourself, a boost in attitude and morale just by doing that. Yeah. So that's my message, Melanie.
Definitely. Steve, thank you so much. And thank you for your patience. And I'm deciding to keep this in the video because it's real life. These things happen. We're all working from home, so it is what it is. But we did do a pause just so that you weren't hearing the loud noise coming through. But thank you so much, Steve, for your time today. And please do connect with Steve and follow him as well. And yeah, definitely connect with him and have a chat as well. His program sounds amazing into the new year as well. So thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Melanie. I've loved it. Bye for now.